All right, we're gonna go live. Hold on one
Okay.
second. Hold on.
Turn my fan on.
Oh, I can't hear it. Let's see. Are we good? Let me see.
I had to turn it on because the sister is hot.
All right, man. Listen, we are live. We are live and good to go. We want to welcome everybody to the Petty Crew Podcast radio show. I am your boy, Boss Hawk, host of the Petty Crew Podcast radio show, man. And y'all know how we do it every Sunday. We bring our level of petty to this podcasting thing. And so without further ado, uh, I want to introduce my partners in crime who help me hold it down every Sunday. We also have a special guest who's with us today, man, that we're going to be talking to. But let me first jump into the lady of the house, our special guest co-host, founder of Divas of Dallas, C. Renee is with us. What's good, C?
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, Boss Hog, AB, Brock? It's good to see y'all. Happy Sunday. Sunday fun day.
Already. Man, my frat brother, my rider, again, as I always say, man, we done went through a couple of things together. He's holding it down with me. What's good, B-Rock? What's good?
Yo, what's good, man? Y'all know what it is. A1G's finest, Carter Park, stand up. The Mad Hatter's in the building, Mr. Incredibly Petty, and the mayor of Pettyville. Let's go.
Okay. Already. Listen, also, man, we have our special guest with us, man. He's a music artist. I had the opportunity to listen to his music over this past week. I've been jamming it all week. I got my favorites that I'm going to be playing today, man. Tyler, Texas' own AB is with us. Good. What's good, AB?
What's up with it, man? Thank y'all for having me.
Oh yeah, man. Listen, most definitely, man. Anytime we can support our own, anytime we can support our local artists, we with that. But if you just now tuned in, man, listen, this is what I need you guys to do. I need you to share this Facebook, create a watch party. So I'm gonna give y'all a couple of minutes to share our little old live. Let's make sure we get our little old live going. We have a great show lined up for you guys today. We're gonna be speaking with AB, as I said. We're gonna be playing a couple of his tracks. We're gonna jump into P. Diddy. I think he's done a 360. You know, he's normally doing this whole vote or die in the Black community. And I don't know if we want to call it 360. Maybe it might be a 180. Now he wants to know, you know, what are African Americans going to be getting for voting for Joe Biden? And we're going to play an Instagram clip. I'm going to let B-Rock set up. We also go jump into a TikTok video that some might have thought it was a little racist. Some, you know, I don't know. Everybody took it, you know, different ways or whatever. I'm gonna give my opinion a little bit later on. I don't really know how I really felt about that little video, but we're gonna definitely chime into that. We're also going to get into Gabrielle Union. She gave a young Aisha Curry, as well as Stephen Curry, right? I pronounced it right. Stephen Curry.
Stephen.
Yeah,
Steph
Curry.
Just call him Steph.
Yeah. I don't want to be all proper. Let's say Steph Curry. Some advice to break up and that they should sleep with multiple people. And so we're gonna weigh in on that, man. So listen, before we get started, man, I'm gonna go on and play this song. This was one of my favorite songs from AB, which is entitled Underrated. I'm gonna be playing that your cut Underrated for you guys. So hold on one second because I need to find my YouTube. There we go. So we're gonna get to this song Underrated, and then we're gonna come back and talk to our special guest real quick.
Sounds good.
If I can move this damn thing out the way.
That's what she said.
Ha! See, there you go. I got all these screens up and it's popping up a little old Facebook. There we go. There it is. So now they get to watch my screen.
You know they watching.
Yeah, of course, but it's all good. Here we go. You see, I've been listening to them. Here it is, right up here at the top. Yeah.
In the mix.
Yes, sir. And let me get to this song. This all good. There we go.
Business.
Underrated. Feeling like an outcast, I become a patient. Tired of coming up last in the conversation. Top brands on my glass, never nominated, underrated. Into the bag, getting compensated. And the staff is accommodated. Any nigga stepping in my pants should be planned to be dominated. Everybody gonna feel the wrath for the motherfucking underrated. Feeling like an outcast, I become a patient. Tired of coming up last in the conversation. Top brands on my glass, never nominated, underrated. Into the bag, getting compensated. And the staff is accommodated. Any nigga stepping in my pants should be planned to be dominated. Everybody gonna feel the wrath for the motherfucking
when I jumped off the porch, I got me up off and then hit to the court. I'm smooth and cool, plus my jumper was short. The rules you lose and you gotta abort. It wasn't a choice, I gave up on sports. Call up K4 and got high with his boys. That poetry had a G flex in his voice. Got with traders, we distribute with force. Of course, there's other boys swearing they got it. Said they was spitters, but they was vomit. Polish my shit while I'm smoking this chronic. Fucking with Diddy, improving my knowledge. Need me a profit, what is the logic? Take me a hostage, so they acknowledge. Bitch, I was the way before I hit college. Been in the mix, but was never the topic. From 03 to 06, I made me a name off of rapping and shit. We made us a tape without mastering shit. Now in this day, I done mastered the lick. My craftsman shit got me flattered and shit. Acquired taste got me rapping the beat. Gone with that cap, it's flapping my knee. Keep that ratchet foot static, my average legit.
Underrated. Feeling like an outcast, I become a patient. Tired of coming up last in the conversation. Top brands on my glass, never nominated, underrated. Into the bag, getting compensated. And the staff is accommodated. Any nigga stepping in my pants should be planned to be dominated. Everybody gonna feel the wrath for the motherfucking underrated. Feeling like an outcast, I become a patient. Tired of coming up last in the conversation. Top brands on my glass, never nominated, underrated. Into the bag, getting compensated. And the staff is accommodated. Any nigga stepping in my pants should be planned to be dominated. Everybody gonna feel the wrath for the motherfucking
I've been underrated. Niggas told me that I would not make it. Made me wonder, like, why do I chase it? Thinking crazy, I just ain't they favorite. What I speak about, they do not play it. Wanna win, then you gotta have patience. I come from the roads, my section the Grove. A star, then I am Troy Aikman. I just need me some time. Hop in the booth and get shit off my mind. Under the radar and I barely shine. Bailey just hit me, say this is my time. Keep me at 9 when I move around. Pull up in cars, they think I do crime. Call up the monster when I'm in the bind. Body the ops so nobody can find. Judging my image, tatted up Christian. Making them listen, since back to business. Jump in that water, I bet I be swimming. Start off in Florida and make it to Finland. Got with propane, now I got attention. They wanna listen, what I envisioned. Shady grow to the death of me, but I'm not finished. I gotta get it on.
Underrated. Feeling like an outcast, I become a patient. Tired of coming up last in the conversation. Top brands on my glass, never nominated, underrated. Into the bag, getting compensated. And the staff is accommodated. Any nigga stepping in my pants should be planned to be dominated. Everybody gonna feel the wrath for the motherfucking underrated. Feeling like an outcast, I become a patient. Tired of coming up last in the conversation. Top brands on my glass, never nominated, underrated. Into the bag, getting compensated. And the staff is accommodated. Any nigga stepping in my pants should be planned to be dominated. Everybody gonna feel the wrath for the motherfucking.
Hey, listen. That was underrated.
Fire.
AB.
Pretty sad. Pretty sad.
Man, look.
Yeah.
When I say I jammed that
it.
all week, who don't like a underdog song? You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you threw in the old "In the Heat of the Night" beat in the background. Come on, man.
That's what got me from the start. I'm like, hold on, I know that. I remember being told to go to bed when that music came on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, hold on, I know this.
Listen, I had to restart the beginning before I even got to the lyrics at least 6 times because I was like, I know this dude did not just go reach into the crates and pulled that shit out. Who would have thought a TV show? Now, come on, man. Again, that was underrated.
Yeah,
Again, let's
I
welcome my
get
guest.
on.
So let's go on and jump right into it. Why underrated?
Right. Man, it's like I've been doing this rap thing for a long time, and like I felt like I wasn't getting the proper recognition out here in Tyler for what I do. And I'm not going around saying I'm the best or whatever, but I just need you to understand where I'm coming from, that I actually do this. And like, I'm pretty sharp with it too.
Okay. Yeah.
And so, like I said, ran into DeMarcus, and DeMarcus just gave me a chance. And he's like, man, I'm a help because I feel like you're underrated. Like, a lot of people say that they doing this and doing that, but really, you the truth when you get behind that microphone. So we got to make something happen.
Okay. So when you say DeMarcus, can you let everybody know who is DeMarcus?
DeMarcus Bailey is the head of my record label, Bailey Music Group.
Okay, gotcha. Now, before the show, we were talking. You were saying that you had been doing music for rapping for the past 16 years, and I always ask this question of any artists who come on our show, who I've interviewed, is what keeps you into it with everything, all the music. You know, we see the mainstream music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we see, record industries are going to pump them heavy on regular radio and everything else. And I know it's kind of hard to break into that league, but what keeps you going after 16 years? What keeps you motivated to do music?
Man, to be honest, is my mama's still working, and I feel like I'm not done doing my good deed until she can be comfortable now. She can go down and not work.
Right.
And so I'm gonna keep pushing. I tried to quit a couple times, and it's like I kept finding my way back to it. Somebody asked me if I'm doing new songs, doing new music. I'm like, nah, I don't feel it no more. Man, you should get back in it, fool. You had something, and I just gravitate right back to it. So it's like now I can't.
Okay. I guess my next question is how do you go into trying to break into being a part of the mainstream? Moving from just being, here in Texas, because I'm sure, I've seen you on multiple platforms, but just becoming a regular name again, rap is so saturated, and it's so, if you don't have that quick hit, if you're not playing what's on the radio, a lot of times, they don't really want to fool with you. So, how do you feel you have to maneuver to make that name for yourself and get to where you want to get to?
Well, I always felt like the real music most times is underground, and you can feel a lot of that more than the commercialized music on the radio. So I'm thinking like, I'm not really looking to be a top 10 artist and like that. If it happens, I'll be thankful. But if not, I just want people to understand me and feel my craft.
Okay. So in saying understand, feeling you,
out, we good.
So with your craft, I mean, what makes you and what sets you apart from all the other artists? Again, we got, all these people, what will capture the listener's ear to say, you know what, I want to fool with AB. I want to buy his music. I want to, jam him in the car. Like I said, I was turned on to you last week and listening to you all week long. And so what I found is that a lot of the underground artists that you mentioned really do have something to say. They really, there's really good music out there, but again, because of mainstream music and it's so saturated, it's kind of hard to find you. So what makes you that somebody want to listen to AB?
Well, like one of my other A-lists is the urban poet, the tatted up urban poet, and poetry played a big factor in my music. And it's like it make the flow go real smooth. And so it's like I always been decent with a pen. I'm a good artist. So I'm gonna write my story. It's my story or whatever it is. I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna perfect it and just make it smooth. And you got to be in tune with your beat behind it too. You listen to that beat. You don't want to be on top of it. You want to flow with it.
Right.
Like you're
I heard somebody say that. Yeah, I heard somebody say that.
Yeah, what I was gonna ask, man, you being a Texas boy and all, I hear a little bit of sound like a little bit of the A in your flow. I can hear that. So I wanted to know who were your inspirations, man. Because I mean, not to say you ain't got that Texas swag, because you got it, but I'm hearing something else in it too. So who are your inspirations? Who do you listen to?
My biggest inspiration, especially like Scarface. I pay a lot of attention to Rick Ross and Kevin Gates. I really get on Rick Ross because like his flow is real smooth, and if I can keep my Texas little old slang to it, I want to be able to get to the platform where he at.
Right.
Indeed.
That's real.
So is there anyone out there that you would just absolutely love to do a record with? Or have you
already kind of long?
So your top three. Who would be your top three?
Give us 3 collabs. Who you got?
Kevin Gates, K Camp, and Rick Ross.
K Camp, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That boy said K Camp. Ooh. Okay. Listen. That dude.
I listen to a lot of music. Yeah.
You say you listen to a lot of music?
I do a lot of music. Like, it ain't just, I don't want to isolate myself because I'm being Texas. I have to stay with straight Texas artists. Like I go to Gates first, and then if K Camp come out with something, I'm on there with him. And Rick Ross, like I said, he up there too. And most times, 9 times out of 10, his album gonna be dope. But that's what I get stuck on when I get in the car. The first 3 tapes I'm gonna listen to. Besides mine.
Yeah, already.
What have you seen your biggest challenge? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, B-Rock. What you gonna ask?
What do you see as being your biggest challenge so far? Just making that bubble pop and just getting everybody to, like you said, feel where you're coming from and hear that you got something to say. What's been your biggest challenge? Just trying to get out there and for people to see you and hear your music.
It's really just catching their attention because, like, I'm not the type of dude that begs for a lot of attention. I want you to listen to me, but I'm not finna go turn no flip in front of you just so you can see what I'm doing.
Right.
I just have to catch you in a different way, like same way with the Underrated song. Catch you with that sample that'll bait you on in. And I know I'm confident in my flow, so that'll carry you through the whole song.
Indeed. You was definitely flowing on that one. You had that beat riding.
Listen, it caught my attention.
Yeah.
It definitely did. And what I would want to know is, I guess since you are in you out of Tyler, I'm sure you do come to Dallas. Do you get an opportunity to work with, some of the artists that are in the city? We have what's our young Yella Beezy and all these people, because again in Dallas it's the same way. You have a lot of artists. Do you guys ever say, you know what? Let's throw. I'm gonna call it the H-Town blueprint. Those brothers in Houston have a blueprint laid out where, at one point, you had some folks mess with some folks but then they came together. And what I realized with those guys, they really didn't need mainstream to become financially successful. All those guys are doing well. They help each other out. And so, with you being, out of Tyler, I'm sure you come to Dallas. Do you guys ever think about saying, you know what, let's put some mixtapes together. Let's do some collaborations, with our music to, get our name out there.
And that's the where I have to get to. It's like on the collaboration thing, you got some independent artists, and like I'm trying to make my way into Dallas and crack that market just so I can hear around there. And I'm willing to work with a lot of people. I have to listen to your music you come from and see if we can relate on something, because I don't really like offsetting chemistries. So I have to feel your vibe and maybe we can gravitate to each other. Like I want everything to match perfectly.
Right.
And like I'm just trying to find different ways to get into that market. And I also want to know that this other person, the featuring artist, is serious about their craft is how I'm serious about mine.
You so tell us, like, how did you link up with DeMarcus Bailey? How did that happen?
DeMarcus grew up with one of my OGs, and I always been running around my OG. He was trying to show me the game and everything. And when I actually got into the circle, this is Bailey right here, man. I think y'all can set something up. Y'all can be real good because he got the film stuff going on, and the way that you rap, I think it'll go together. Like I say, that matching chemistry. And so we sat down and talked about some things. He gave me a shot on one of his movies. He was like, make me a song talking about this topic and get it back to me in like a week or two, and I'm see what we can come up with. So I gave him the song, and like, man, we're gonna set something up. Well, you really underrated. This out of all the submissions I got, man, you got one of the best songs that came in. So I'm gonna get back with you, and we're gonna set something up. And it just grew from there.
That's dope.
Now it's like my big brother. That's my big dog. That's like my big brother.
That's dope. That's dope. That's awesome.
So my next question would be, I guess apparently from what I'm taking from this is that you're new to this management company, correct? Entertainment. Right. Okay. So with going with, you know, your management and everything, I would think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, would be that they would create avenues for you. You know, of course, I know you got to continue to promote and do your thing as an artist. However, you know, when you have management in, you know, they're there to put you in a position to, you know, get wherever you're trying to go. And, you know, with that, are they doing that? You know, again, just looking at, you know, H-Town model. And the reason why I'm mentioning them is because in Texas, I mean, they really run the music like that. They got the OGs in it. They laid that foundation for Texas artists to follow who don't know UGK, who don't know Slim Thug, who don't know Lil Flip, ESG. I mean, I can go down the list of them. And like I said, what I noticed with them guys is, you know, whoever management and everything else was somehow putting them together. You start seeing, you know, concerts with Slim Thug and Zero. You know, they didn't fool with each other at one point, you know, and so with you being with that
North
management,
side, South side beef,
right?
Yeah.
And so I'm just saying, so like with you being with management now, are you, you know, asking them or pushing them to say, hey, listen, you know, if I'm with you guys, I need you to start making them connections for me. You get what I'm saying? Where you're not the only one trying to kick out those doors.
Yeah, and that's what I've been doing, and it's like coming from doing it by yourself to having an overhead. It's like you still got to do your work yourself, but you got to know what lane to step in and don't step out of bounds.
Right.
Because paperwork starting to be involved, lawyers starting to come into play. So I have a couple artists that I feel like I want to work with each tape, and he'll get back with me and he'll let me know, okay, this is in reach, or you're gonna be in town this day, we can go set it up over here. And it's just a lot of things to go with it, but it's just signing with somebody, it's just knowing your role. Like,
right,
just do what they sign you to do, and you can progress.
Already.
Now, do you see any benefit in staying independent as long as you can?
Yeah, like if you stay independent, I feel like you'll get to see more of your money. And like I say, with the majors, it's kind of like having a unlimited credit card. You can get all you want, they can finance everything, but also you're gonna owe them some money too. But if you're doing it the independent route, you controlling everything. You know which way you want to go, or if you sell this many albums or this many songs, your split not gonna be that bad. You're gonna be able to see more money.
And you can remain true to your artistry as well, from what I see from a lot of people. Because sometimes you got to kind of pander to what the big companies want you to, you know. Oh well, we think you should look like this, and you know that may you give you an opportunity to remain true to who you are, because you definitely, I mean, you got that it, man. Your music is fire. So
appreciate it.
I'm gonna tell you something, B. I was just thinking, I would love to see him with JD on the song.
That'd be fire.
Listen, I'm not sure if you ever ran across this brother out of Fort Worth. He's an artist as well, and one of my frat brothers named JD. And I can see you two, and look them up. I can see you two going hard on the song. I mean, the flow, that artistry, the penmanship. And I would really love for you to reach out to that brother. It's JDJA -D. Look them up on Facebook, man. Again, you know, if we're trying to build each other up, if we're trying to create avenues, you know, reach out to some of these folks, man, because like I said, I really want to see my people, especially from Texas, doing it big, and you're right up the street from us. So you closer than Houston. I ain't got nothing against Houston. I'm just saying, you family. You ain't nothing but an hour and 30 minutes away. You know what I'm saying? And so, definitely do that. Like I said, man, I know it's a couple of brothers out of here, and I hate that you guys are drowned out by the mainstream music.
Yeah, but hey, let's not get it twisted. I mean, the DFW North Texas is starting to make some buzz with, with your artists like your Yellow Beezy, your Mo 3s, your DeRose, your Lil Ronnie.
Yeah.
You got some artists that's making some noise from the area, man. And I mean, from what I just heard and from what I've been listening to, you definitely one of the next up in line, man. So keep doing your thing.
Definitely keep at it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
See, Renee, did you have a question or anything?
So what's next? Tell us what are you working on? Are you working on your album or EP, or what you got coming for us?
Well, the album just released a couple weeks ago, so now we're trying to do the video shoots. Matter of fact, we just did one yesterday.
What platforms can we get the album? Apple Music, Spotify. Where can we go get it?
All of them: Apple, Spotify, Google Play, YouTube, Tidal, Pandora, whatever. It's out there.
Gotcha.
And you know what, man, I got so crunk behind the song, man, and I normally ask folks where they from and everything. We get into that. Tell us a little bit about you.
When you're not in the booth.
I'm just this smooth, collect cat, man. Like, my name is AB. I'm from Tyler. My section is Shady Grove. You're gonna hear me saying it all the time on the records. Like, I'm just coming out of Tyler. It is artists that are in these little country towns too. We not taking no swag. I'm just trying to publicize what we got going on back off in these woods.
Yeah, those are woods. Those are definitely woods. Listen, I hated having to stay there in East Texas for the summer, playing in that red dirt. That wasn't what I really wanted to do in the summertime. But I definitely feel let everybody know where they can find you, social media, how they can add you on their page. Give us that information.
All right, on Facebook is you can find me under my government name, Adrian, albeit is Black. Twitter, Instagram is the same thing. It's gonna be AB_ALLBIZNESS. And then the only 3 I got right now.
Okay, cool. Again, man, we're talking to Albeit, aka AB. Definitely thank you for coming on the show. Any way that this show can support you, we got you 100%, man. Anytime you want to come back on, anytime you dropping something, hit a brother up. Again, we are already friends on social media, because we want to promote our own. That's one thing that I can say we pride ourselves in is promoting our own, because we want to see everybody be successful at the end of the day. With that being said, now you get the opportunity and be a co-host like everybody else. And so we're going to switch gears. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let
B-Rock. I'm sorry. AB, what's your IG handle again?
AB_ALLBIZ in y'all business.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
So B, set up this little old Instagram video of Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, whatever the hell he calls himself.
I mean, well, for those of y'all who have not been paying attention, Diddy has really been on voter awareness in as a whole for a while. Although his take has kind of changed here and there as far as what he seems to support or push, he's really been on voter awareness and the importance of voting. And here as of late, he put out an Instagram post basically stating the importance of knowing what we as Black voters would receive in the upcoming election, and not just being subject to voting just because of a certain party, not voting just because, I'm Black and I'm supposed to vote Democrat, so I'm gonna vote Democrat. And being more informed and just wanting to know what policies or agendas are on each representative's docket and how it will affect Black people. And he even says so much so to the point to where he, in his words, is willing to, what did he say? Hijack the vote, take the vote hostage. There we go. Take the vote hostage if neither candidate can really speak on what they want to do or what they plan to do for Black people. So I think Boss Hogg is getting ready to play that clip.
Yeah,
it's about a 60-second clip. And y'all, I really want to know what y'all think on that, because it's definitely a turn from rock the vote no matter what to what can you do for me, which is fine. I have no issues with the term. I'm just curious to know what most people's stance are, because I do agree that as a Black collective, we tend to vote party over policy. And I really think that has hurt us over the years. So,
All right. So yeah, let me go on and play this clip, and then we're going to come back with everybody's thoughts.
The Black vote is not going to be for free. We're going to have to see some promises. What are we getting in return for our vote? Nothing has changed for Black America. And in order for us to vote for Biden, we can't be taken for granted like we always are because we're supposed to be Democrats or because people are afraid of Trump. It's whoever's going to take care of our community, whoever wants to make a deal. It's business at this point. We can't trust politicians, so we want to know very clearly, just like Trump made it clear that he wanted to build a wall, Biden needs to make it clear that he's going to change the lives and quality of life of Black and brown people, or else he can't get the vote. I will hold the vote hostage if I have to.
You said it here, said it first.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
Okay. As I said, that's a 360, I believe, from what he was normally saying under
vote or die.
Yeah, vote or die. That was the little old slogan for Obama. And so now, he done switched gears. So B, since you set it up, so let us know what you think, and then we'll go just pass it around. And again, AB, man, you can jump in anytime on your thoughts as well.
All right.
Well, for me, I've never been an individual who is a party loyalist. I do know that the Democratic Party, depends highly on the Black vote. So much so that I believe last numbers that were ran said something upwards of about 90% of African Americans vote Democrat. It used to be a little higher. It used to be 95. vote Democrat. And I'm not saying that you should. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. My personal view is this: I always vote policy over politics. I really don't care what your party is. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever you are. Does your agenda and your policies does that line up with the things that I want? If it does, cool, let's go get it. But I think, like many things in life, we tend to go with what we were taught, or what we've seen coming up, until we kind of dive into it more and get our own opinions. And that's not just a black thing. That's a black thing, a white thing. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of white Republicans who vote Republican because their mama was Republican, their daddy was Republican. And just like I know it's a whole lot of black folks who vote Democrat because, my mama was a Democrat. She told me we was Democrats. I'm voting Democrat. I just go in there, hit straight ticket and keep it moving. Well, I mean, that's cool and all, but as what Puffy is saying now, I tend to agree with, not so much the holding the vote hostage part as much as it is what are your policies. I think what he's pushing, which a lot of people haven't been pushing, or at least he hadn't been pushing, in my opinion, hard enough, is being a more informed voter, not just going out and voting. You need to be an informed voter. What are you voting for? Do you know who you're voting for? Do you know what their past practices have been? Any legislation that they push through that you agree with? More importantly, any legislation that they've pushed through that you don't agree with, and how it may affect you. So I do agree with the idea of being a more informed voter and looking at what is going to be important to Black people as a collective. For me, it's nothing new as far as a philosophy, but I'm curious to see if it'll have an effect on others.
See, Renee, what you think?
I totally agree with you, Brock. I really do. And I will honestly say I'm guilty for being that one who just listened to my parents and just vote straight Democratic Party just because. However, after this past term with our current president, I am more so now wanting to learn more about those that are running and what we're up against.
Right.
And I do know, again, I speak on it all the time. We tend to hold these celebrities up to this, higher, we'll listen to them before we'll listen to our cousin in the room. I know it's like whenever they say something, it's like the light bulb just went out, right? So
right.
Thank you, Diddy. I don't necessarily agree with, I think he was making a joke. I don't think he's really going to hold up.
I think that nigga was serious. I think he was serious.
I hope not.
I think that nigga was serious.
But thank you for bringing it to our attention that we do need to be more aware. We do need to be more in tune with what's going on with the government and what's going on. Like, we have a voice, and don't just go in there blindly and just pick one group. Do your research. Knowledge is key. And so what he's saying, he's holding us accountable. And I appreciate him for that. I really do. Again, convicted. I'm guilty of it. So
I think we all are.
My toes and calling me out, and he makes a lot of sense. We need to know, because it's just, to me, it seems like it's getting worse for us than it is getting better. So,
AB, what do you think about all this? What Puff was saying?
Ooh, man, I'm kind of behind on the politics, but Puff was making a lot of sense. And it's like, me personally, I need to become more aware. Like, I be kind of cheating my way through. Like, my grandfather's still alive, and when I go see him, he watches straight politics. So he kind of gave me the heads up on what's going on. Plus, he gonna call me like I speak to see if I'm paying attention. And it's like, but like C. Renee said, you need to do your own investigation and start doing your research and see what's really going on. I don't really go by what people say. If I hear you say something about this dude, I want to know the bad side to him too. And then I want to know who he running against. So if I get off into it, I'm going to research the whole thing and just, like say, put your own beliefs and add it to it.
Gotcha.
Right.
Basically what Diddy is saying, man, it's not nothing new. We can go back as far as, Malcolm X. He did a whole speech on it, the Ballad of the Bullet. You still have, black politicians, well, not politicians, but people in politics who are advocating exactly what Diddy is talking about. I'm not gonna say I vote Democrat because my mama made me do it. My parents didn't make me do shit. I just got into politics early in high school, and I just been into politics ever since. So for me, me voting is not out of ritual. It's not out of because my mama did it, my grandparents did it, and none of that. I tell people all the time, I voted for Obama his first term just because he told me he was gonna put more money in my pocket. That's the only reason why I voted for him. I understand politics. I already knew a little bit about him before he even, decided to run in the first place. And so if you talking something I want to hear, and you talking about putting money not in just my pocket, but the people's pockets in general, you can get my vote. I can be honest and say that I will never vote Republican, only because I just don't believe in their ideology. I don't care that they can have as many, policies that they want to. What I'm going to look at is, will it benefit us as well? Sadly, in the Democratic Party, with all its issues, what they're pushing and what they're about is just a little bit more in line with what I'm into, which is I'm about the people. That don't mean that I'm not into capitalism, because the truth is we need both of them. We need capitalism and socialism. We see socialism playing out right now in the middle of this pandemic. So you can't have one without the other.
Right.
It's
you're gonna need capitalism to rebound from it.
Right. And so it's one without the other. You just can't do it. Do I agree with Diddy? 100%. I do believe that you have to be a educated voter. As I've told people, more than likely I will be sitting out this vote. I've had somebody to say to me, well, you gonna be in the number, your vote not gonna get counted. Well, again, it's about being smart about voting. We're in Texas. And so here's how it works in Texas. Texas is a state where whoever wins that nomination coming out of Texas for president, they get all the electoral votes. This is where you become educated in where you are, because in different areas, you vote differently. Here in Texas, Republicans outnumber us. I didn't say I wouldn't vote locally.
Let's get into why. And I can touch on that real quick. Republicans outnumber Democrats because of gerrymandering. For those of you who don't know what gerrymandering is a restructuring of district lines in order to determine whether or not you are a red or blue state. If you go by straight up numbers, I would honestly argue that Texas is a hell of a lot closer to being blue than people think.
Yeah. However, again, those small rural areas, it's no different than what we've seen with Beto. He did great. He did great with the big cities. However, those little small towns, them little bitty, which are nothing but our Caucasian brothers and sisters, they go vote their party. And
Beto, and I'm gonna touch on this. I'm gonna let you finish your point too. This is just my honest opinion. Beto fucked up when he got on stage and said, they baited him. He went for it. They said, "Oh, Beto, what you think about gun control?" "Yeah, I think we should have gun control." "Well, it's been said that you would want to do some confiscation of guns." "Well, yeah, I said that." "So are you saying that, the American people are going to give up their guns?" He said, and then he just took it. "Yeah, I'm coming to your door and I'm taking your guns." And he went from doing this to this. So, the moment Beto attacked guns, I was like, dude, you are done.
Right. And my thing is again, I can respect the man for having his convictions, and it is what it is at the end of the day, because I watched that whole, I'm into politics, so I was watching it 100% on TV.
And you got to admit, he inserted his whole foot in his mouth.
Right, he did. And again, but I don't really think it changed, because see, to win here, you got to take a lot of those Republicans over to the Democratic side. And
And
so
you ain't gonna do it attacking guns.
right. And I
Right
mean
foot out
again,
of mouth.
right. And again, that's
Right.
fine with me, you know. However, again, what we're talking about with Diddy is what he's talking about again is not a new philosophy about being educated about vote. If I vote for you, what are we getting? Everybody else get, and it seems like on our end of the scale, we're the ones that are being either left out or we're the ones that are being affected the most. And
I
so,
totally agree.
so I ride with Diddy on
Right.
it. I tell people all the time, man, listen, you definitely have to be smart. One of the most ignorant thing I hear people say, and I seen it when we were had Hillary and Trump was just vote, just vote. We just don't want him in. And I'm saying to myself, and I used to talk about on social media, why would I vote for Hillary Clinton? Not that I wasn't, but I want to know, can you talk to me other than just telling me to vote just because?
Yeah.
We don't want him in. Well, okay, but other than that, then what? I
I mean,
mean,
obviously you don't want him in. You running against him. What else you got?
Right.
Like, give me something
Yeah.
else. Give me something to stand on besides
right,
he one of them. Okay, cool. What do you
Right.
believe in?
right,
You know,
exactly. Don't just say it just because he's a Republican, you know, and you we want a Democrat again. What are the reasons why for me to vote for him against him? That's what I want to know. Can you hold that educated conversation? And like Diddy was saying, even in the clip, you know, which is true. Again, here in Texas, you just have to be smart.
Mhm.
Uh, we don't split electoral college votes. It ain't a second place person who's going to get X amount of electoral college votes. Now, that's something, you know, people don't like. That's something that you need to push to be changed here in Texas. Now,
on a
that's my stance
local
here.
level.
Right.
On a local level, right?
Now, if I was in Wisconsin or somewhere on the East Coast where they operate different, then my mindset as far as voting would be totally different. But again, it will still come back to being educated on what's what. Um, so again, you know, as Did is saying, and I agree with, and as we all agreeing with, we want to know, well, what we're going to get for it. Because a lot of these people come with a lot of dirt. They come with a lot of baggage. You know, uh, Biden come with a lot of it because if I'm not mistaken, you know, back in the day, he was one of the ones who was pushing against, I think, the desegregation of the buses or something like that. You know, and so, you know, he got criticism for that. And then as well, you already know this woman Tara has come out with sexual assaults. Um, that's not gonna well me one way or the other. It's really not. However, again, I do agree with Diddy as well, like the rest of you guys. It is just about being smart. I just think more celebrities, African American celebrities, need to push the same thing. I think
Right.
they get paid their money from these politicians, you know,
Agreed.
co-sign for me. Um, and just so you know, AB, you know, you would want to start watching and getting into politics because, like I tell everybody, politics affects you in every shape, form, or fashion, regardless of your profession. Um, Especially if you go get to a level to where you're going to be, you know, seen or where you're going to be of influence. And what Diddy's doing is
Yeah.
throwing his influence out there to, you know, say, hey, listen, this is where I'm at. And I really do hope a lot of other African American artists, celebrities, actors, actresses, you know, follow that same story. Again, it's nothing new.
Right.
Malcolm been pushing this, you know, for the longest. In his little speech in a nutshell, all he was saying was, listen, until you find that target, you hold that ballot, which is the bullet. And once you see your target, then
Yeah.
you aim and then you shoot that vote at who's going to
True.
help and benefit you. B-Rock, what's
But
up?
true enough, man, that it's nothing new and that Malcolm has been preaching that, but we also have to understand that the vast majority of the people who may or may not be going out voting aren't connoisseurs of our history like that. So they don't know that. They missed that mark. But because Diddy put it on IG, now they like, aha, now I need,
Right.
So yeah, it ain't nothing new, but I mean, whether it's new or not, the practice isn't being performed. So I don't care how many times they got to say it and who got to say it, as long as the message gets through. And just to give people an idea of just understanding who you voting for and so on and so forth and how it affects you. I'll give you one reservation that I do have with Biden. Biden was a big part of the 1994 crime bill that President Clinton enacted into law. A lot of people are like, all right, well, cool. What was that? Just, I ain't gonna get into the nuts and bolts of it, but just know that it locked up a whole lot of people who look like me.
Right. Yeah, he was definitely instrumental in that.
And Biden was the one who was pushing that bill. So of course I am paying close attention to what the hell he's trying to promote. Because I mean, just like you said, you for the people, I'm for the people too. And I'm for the people as a collective, just for the human race, but I'm also for people that look like me.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that we're not getting the short end of the stick just because they like, hey, we got them anyway. We can pretty much put whatever we're gonna put in the law, we're gonna have them anyway.
Right.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. It's one of my biggest beefs is that it seems as if my problem with African Americans when it comes to voting as well is that we're quick to give that pass to these politicians. Oh, it was back in the day. No, I'm gonna still hold you accountable to that shit. Because again, that's what you felt, and it didn't matter that it affected us as African Americans. Even Bill Clinton, we were praising him as the first black, white black president and all that. And then
he played the saxophone, he eat McDonald's, and he got a kick on the side.
we doing all of this, and again, he was a part of that crime bill as well. He's the reason why a lot of us were locked up, and so that's again, if you're watching, one thing that we want to tell you, if you don't take nothing else from this, is educate yourself. Just because, again, as B-Rock said, you are with a party doesn't mean you should just do it automatically. Find out what's going on. Definitely on the local level, you want to find out automatically, what's what, how those policies going to affect your community and the city as large. And if you choose to vote however you vote however you vote, but have that educated vote. Stand on and be convicted. Like my dude was Yang, and I put it out there from the jump. And shit, if he ain't in it, I'm chilling and I'm cool with it. I can take all the criticism in the world. Well, you affected the vote. No, we didn't. No, I didn't. Hillary Clinton should be our president right now, and the Electoral College said, nah, we're going to go with this nut, Donald Trump. Come on, man. I mean, stop. So I don't mind taking that criticism and well, no, I'll be saying, no, I didn't vote. It was nobody running that I see that's going to benefit African Americans. It is what it is at the end of the day.
Now, come the midterms, and that's your right. Your right as a voting member of society is to vote or not. Now, what I will tell people is this: don't get caught up so much in the dog and pony show of the presidential election. You have to understand that where your biggest effect is going to be is 2 years from now, regardless of who sits in that seat at the end of the year. Where you're really going to be affected by any form of fashion of change is who goes into office 2 years from now. The midterm elections matter more of what happens to you locally than the presidential election ever will.
Right. Definitely agree. Listen, we finna get into another song. We finna get into 14 because I really want to know why you named this song AB 14. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into this song 14 so you guys can take a break. If you're just now tuning in, our special guest is AB, music artist. We first listened to his title track, Undisputed, again.
Underrated.
Underrated. And so again, man, go buy this young man's music. Go check him out on all your music platforms. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna get into 14, and then we're gonna come back with the rest of our show.
Sounds good.
What is the road? They get to the grove. Me and my foes, we stick to the code. Got one in the street, got one by the stove. All we know is collecting the dough. Now what is the road? They get to the grove. Now what is the road? They get to the grove. Now what is the road that get to the grove? Me and my foes, we stick to the code. Got one in the street, got one by the stove. All that we know is collecting the dough. Now what is the road that get to the grove? Now what is the road that get to the grove? Yeah. It's all on my chest, what I've been repping. Been standing for my section. Outside of Tyler, Texas. Solidified veteran. Front line every time. I know my dad is smiling at me. Get that bag, bust it down, and bring it right back to my session. Stacking bricks up like it's Tetris. Hit me up for the directions. I'm out here cash collecting, so it's best if you just text me. My bitch always be texting. She miss me, but she messy. I'm busy, baby girl. Make sure the grove is copacetic. I be stomping around this bitch, barking loudly when I spit. Worried proudly for the set. So if I end up getting rich, I'ma buy like 10 bricks. Got a safe in the cement. All the cars in the yard got remotes, they keyless. Now what is the road that get to the grove? Me and my foes, we stick to the code. Got one in the street, got one by the stove. All that we know is collecting the dough. Now what is the road that get to the grove? Now what is the road that get to the grove? Now what is the road that get to the grove? Me and my foes, we stick to the code. Got one in the street, got one by the stove. All that we know is collecting the dough. Now what is the road that get to the grove? Now what is the road that get to the grove? Now what is that road that get to the grove? Stop by the spot, I'll be at the post. Pull out my bottle, making a toast. Taking a puff to keep me afloat. I say what I mean, a part of the team. Be flooding the scene wherever we go. Now women be jogging, watching our pockets. When the real niggas, they walk through the door. Straight from the grove, stick to the code. Yeah, my business fully committed. Got a few spots to be storing some chicken. Straight down the interstate for me a mission. Slanging these tapes for people to listen. I got a vision to get the digits. Women be asking me what am I mixed with, like it's addition for some attention. I am the son of a gun. Look at my face, you know I'm the one. It's the vernacular, rated spectacular, but when you see me, I play like I'm dumb. I got some bodacious when I went to lunch. Stop by the pilot to give me a blunt, cause I got the gas, hit it and pass. Smiling they face when they ask where I'm from. Now what is the road that get to the grove? Me and my foes, we stick to the code. Got one in the street, got one by the stove. All that we know is collecting the dough. Now what is the road that get to the grove? Now what is the road that get to the grove? Now what is the road that get to the grove? Me and my foes, we stick to the code. Got one in the street, got one by the stove. All that we know is collecting the dough. Now what is the road that get to the grove? Now what is the road that get to the grove? J Hard, where you at? Jay Shern, shawty Mac. Jazzo in the back. Say chill, where it's at? Bubba Love in the diesel. Chad Harold, that's my people. EC Deuce, bring the trees too. All beers, bring the green too. Yeah, it's a Shady Grove thing.
Let them niggas know you all business,
All right, listen, we are back. That was another one from AB. 14. AB, tell me about 14. What made you want to come up with 14?
I think I know why.
14 is the country road that my neighborhood is on. So instead of just naming it Shady Grove, I'm gonna name it my street sign, Highway 14.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So again, everybody, and let me shout out because I see my uncle that just tuned in. Listen, I done mentioned Tyler, Texas up in here. And shout out to everybody who's watching out of East Texas. Shout out to my uncle who's tuned in, man. Again, we want to send a shout out to East Texas. Thank you guys for tuning in, checking us out again. You got one of your own locally who is making a name for himself. Listen, C. Renee.
Yes.
You know, last week you had some stuff to get off your chest, right? Correct? You laughing, but you had some stuff to get off your chest, right?
Yeah.
So,
hurts the hell out of C. Renee.
Right. So listen, I got something I need to get off my chest before we keep it moving and we get into your segment. I had a moment like you had in one of my pet peeves, and I'm not sure, anybody who's watching, who's ever experienced this, but have you ever went into like a place, a business, and you can be standing in line, or it could be you and maybe somebody else, and then the people that are on the other side of the counter, they're looking. However, they overlook you to help somebody else.
Home
Have you ever
Depot
experienced that?
off 360, the same place.
Listen.
What? Petty. Did you just call him out?
Look, man.
I called him out last week.
Listen, I'm gonna call him out too. So I was at a Central Market Friday, and I'm a truck driver by profession or whatever. And so after I handle my business at my store, dealing with them, I went to their little old cafe, and it was a young lady, or I think a guy who was being helped. Then of course we got that distance, so we 6 feet back, and so it's just me and this woman. She paying her little stuff. I'm just waiting to be next. It's 3 people behind the counter. A Hispanic guy come up. He's standing to the right of me. Now, mind you, I'm just the only person that's there that's going to be helped next. The Hispanic woman overlooked me and helped her coworker. And I got hot. Now, I've been standing here waiting to buy my little old Frappuccino. That's what I end up buying. And this guy can come up, turn around, you help him, and then you want to help me. Then you look at me and say, can I help you? Now, I got that Nat Turner shit in my blood. And I had to tell that dude, because I see it only happen really when it comes to people of the same race. That's just me. It just happens sometimes. White people do it where they might see you, and instead of helping you, they see another white patron, and they decide to help them, and then come to you. Now, because of my job, I can't, turn around and tweet them out, or throw their name on Twitter, what I'm saying, location and everything. But I did say, I do have a platform to where I can pay for it to be broadcast. It just won't show up on on Twitter or nothing like that. But it pissed me off that I turned around and told, first of all, I said something to the lady behind the counter. I told her, you didn't see me? Now, I'm the only black dude standing right here. You overlook me. You know how somebody can do a little quick glance, and then you help this guy who just walked up. And then I looked over to the guy who walked up and told you, don't ever in your life again skip me if you ever see me walking back up to this stand. And I meant that. He looked at shocked like, I can't believe he said it to me. No, but I meant that shit. I was so pissed off because this happens to us. Sometimes we don't pay attention to it. Sometimes we blow it off. And that day was the right day for me to say something. And she looked, because anytime you address somebody on their effort or when they mess up, they kind of look, shocked and stunned or whatever. And I really didn't give a damn. And I really wanted that dude to say something, because I did say something to him. I said, don't ever in your life skip me again. You work there. I'm there to pay for something and leave. The respectful thing to do would have said, you know what? Now I think he was here before me. Help him, and then you can get to me.
Yeah.
But since it was one of them things like, well, he's Hispanic, she's Hispanic. Well, let me help him first. I'm gonna call you out on your shit. And if I wanted to be an asshole, I could have gone and hollered at the manager and turned around and told him, listen, this is how y'all do business? That a coworker can come up and skip a customer? Because at that time I was a customer. They don't know why I was there. They just know I'm at the counter. And so, that's get my stuff off my chest today, because I said, you know what? It really did piss me off.
I can tell.
Yeah, I
see the steam from your head.
Yeah, because again, it happened. Little situations like that, man. I remember going to a Quick Trip. If you guys ever been to a Quick Trip before, you can go pay for food. Well, however, you can order your food. They give you the receipt. You go pay for the food. Then you go back and get your food. Mm-hmm. In this instance, it was a white lady. white dude. He made an order. He did nothing wrong. Did the little computer, got the little old receipt. She know. But what she did is she turned around and gave him his food. But then when it was time for me to get my food, she says to me, well, oh, you need to go pay before you get your food. And it's little shit like that that we don't really think about. Those little subtle, little racist.
That wasn't subtle. That was her saying that she know she ain't as fast as you. And if you start running, it ain't nothing she can do about it.
Right. And maybe that might be the case. You know, whatever it was. All I know is
maybe someone had stolen food that week. Maybe it was like I don't know.
I don't know either. But I do know.
I know. I'm being funny.
Yeah, I know you being funny, and I was being real funny when I confronted their ass too. Don't play with me like that. Don't do it. I said, y'all just let that white boy, you handed him his food. And that's exactly what I said. I said, you gave that white boy his food. You didn't tell him to go pay for his food. God. Man, listen, I don't play no games out here. You're not finna treat me no type of way, man. What's up?
I feel you. Like, I've encountered, I can't stand bad customer service. And an attitude is bad customer service. And I'm quick to say attitudes are contagious, be it a good one or a bad one. You have a good attitude, that's contagious. You got a bad one, that's contagious too. So I went to, I don't care. I went to Fuel City here in Cedar Hill. And the lady behind the counter was just nasty. She was just, give me your money. So I say, are you having a good day? I'm having a wonderful day. I said, it shows. Your tone and your attitude, it shows that you're having a wonderful day, quote unquote. You don't have to be so rude. And I'm quick to say that. And then I'll say, enjoy your blessings. Have a great day. And I'll walk out. And that's just me. And I'll do that. And or I'll say, you know what, customer service is key. Bad customer service is not good. Put a smile on your face. I don't mind calling people out. I'm not gonna sit there and argue with you, but I will say, hey, smile. It's a great day. You're working. You get to work. You don't have to work. You get to work. It's a lot of people that's not working. Right. So I'm that person that if I encounter some bad customer service, I'm going to be the one to say, I'm like I'm sarcastic. I am. Hey, are you having a great day? Oh, you're not? Oh, well, that's hard. Okay. Oh, you're having a great day. Well, your attitude shows. Not so.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, I just wanted to get that off my chest.
But I know.
Yeah.
Look, everybody can't be Chick-fil-A, okay?
Right. You absolutely, you know
everybody
what? You
needs to be trained by Chick-fil-A people.
Right. You right about that. Everybody can't be Chick-fil-A, man. But again, it goes back to, like we were talking about, good customer service, being respectful in the service business. You like you said, you don't have to have an attitude. Hell, if you don't want to come to work, don't come to work. And again, I know a lot of this is subconscious. However, somebody needs to remind you that we're not living in the subconscious right now. We're living in right now at this moment. So listen, we're gonna go on and switch gears. C. Renee, how can I find this video? Because I want people to watch the video before we weigh in on the video.
You don't have it from when I sent it to you? No.
I mean, I have it on my phone.
I found it on TikTok, so I am guilty. I love TikTok. I just do, but I didn't.
No.
Whatever.
So do you have the name of the video?
No, that's the thing. I went back to look for it so I could resend it, and I didn't mark it, so I don't.
Okay, so why don't we do this? Since we can't watch the video, let us know about the video.
Okay.
Everything that happened, and then we can still jump in on that.
Okay. I just thought it was pretty interesting, and I'll read some of the comments because I did screenshot the comments, a few of them. Oh, you know what? I have the video here on my phone.
I don't. How can you get it to me?
If you can share it.
I was gonna say I can send it to you, but
no. I mean, can you share it? I mean, you have the ability to share on the Zoom.
I'm on my laptop and my phone is here.
Oh, I
can log into the Zoom, but hey, I'll just tell you guys about it. How about that?
Okay. Yeah, that'll work.
So there's this mother and this son. The mom is Caucasian. The son clearly it's mixed with black and white, clearly, because you can tell
Okay.
he's the mixed breed. So the mom is dressed in her police uniform, so she's a cop. And he goes up to his mom and he said, "Hey, Ma, I bet you I can tell you your favorite." And she said, "Okay." He said, "Coffee and donuts." And she was like, "Oh, okay, okay. Well, I bet you I can tell you your favorite meal." He said, "I bet you can't." He said, She said, "I bet you can." He said, "Go for it." She said, fried chicken and watermelon. And so, of course,
all right.
she said fried chicken and watermelon. So, of course, you had your people that was like, yeah, that wasn't funny. And then you had someone say she forgot the grape soda. Someone said this was so cute. Obviously, there's no racism, just stereotypes. I'm sure a lot of police officers don't like coffee and donuts. And then another person said it's offensive to some, funny to others. It's stereotypes. I live in Alabama, so I'm a little thrown back by this. However, you get the joke. Then you have people that have a good relationship. She is obviously not racist. Then you have people that said, "Wow, that was so racist. So we just being racist out here, are you?" Oh, watermelon. Oh, okay. White people need to do better. That was one comment. White people need to do better. Someone said, "This is borderline racist. His joke had nothing to do with race, but hers does." So, I mean, and it goes on. I'm just looking at other ones. Someone says, "I mean, it's one thing to be stereotypical, but it's a whole nother," and that's exactly what they say, "it's a whole nother level to being racist. And I'm mixed, bruh, and don't find this ish funny at all." So you had different people. So you had some white people saying, "Oh, this is cute." There were some white people saying, "No, that was racist. She was out of line." There's some black people saying, "Oh, this is cute." Then there's some black people that saying, "Hell no, this is racist." So I personally, this one person said this was racist and it was not funny about chicken and watermelon. Where did that come from? Chicken and watermelon. Where did that come from? Why is that associated to black people?
I don't know, but hey, guess what, C. Renee? Hold on. You know what I'm gonna do?
What?
I got the video, and I'm just trying to figure out how to stop it. Hold on, here we go. And what we're gonna do is, I'm trying to move at the same time. So what we're gonna do
watch it for context purposes.
Yeah, let me see if I can sit up here and play it, and we're gonna see what happens. Hold on. That's the power of going live and playing around with this Zoom and its capabilities. So let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Here we go. Let's see. This is what when they was talking about. This is the TikTok video of the son and the mother going back and forth.
Hey, yo, Mom. I bet I can guess your favorite food combination.
Okay, go.
Easy. Coffee and donuts.
Okay.
That was a good one.
I bet I can guess your favorite food combination as well.
I guarantee you cannot.
I bet I can.
What?
Fried chicken and watermelon.
Okay, so did you guys see that video? Were y'all able to watch it?
Yeah.
So, again, this was supposed to be a TikTok, AB. And as you can see, this is a mixed brother. And if I'm not mistaken, it looks like he got some green hair, dyed green hair, or whatever.
Yeah, like it's dyed blue or something.
Yeah, blue, green, aqua, whatever it was. And again, this is what C. Renee was talking about. So I'm going to leave it for you guys. What do y'all think about it? I'm just going to keep it real short and sweet, and I'm going to let y'all handle the rest of it. It wasn't funny. I didn't find it to be racist. I found it to be corny. And this is when trying to do TikTok goes wrong. Everybody ain't creative, and it wasn't creative. So I wasn't offended. I don't even think it was it was stereotypical, but I wasn't offended by it because it was just so corny. It wasn't You know, it's like y'all was reaching, y'all was too busy just trying to do something. And you can tell she got a hint of soul in her the way she was responding back to her son. So that's my little old 2 cents on it. AB, what you think about it? Was it racist? Was it stereotypical? What's your thoughts about it?
The thing about it is, like, I'm with you, it's corny as hell, but like the coffee and donuts, that come with the job. That's to be expected. But she kind of went like straight for the throat.
Right.
Yeah, chicken and watermelon. Like, but you slept with a black dude to get your kids, so it ain't really that.
Ouch.
But that's not my business. But most understand what's going on inside their house. They might be the type of sarcasm they give each other with.
Gotcha. B, what's up? What you think?
Didn't move me. I mean, and that's just me. Like, I think a lot of people, and I'm not telling anybody how they should feel about anything. I think a lot of people are hypersensitive to racism and potential racist comments. I do understand that there is a stereotype that Black people eat chicken and watermelon and drink grape soda. I understand it so much so that I will openly sit here on camera and say, see, now this is me coming out. This is a therapeutic moment.
Okay.
I'm coming out so I can get past my ailments. I, for the longest, could not eat chicken off the bone in front of white people because I felt like they were staring at me. Like I felt like I was just falling into the stereotype. Like I'm sitting there, I'm going in, and they just looking. Like, look at it. They talked about that in school. He loves it. So for the longest, I just like, nah, I'm not gonna even fall victim to that stereotype. But so yes, I understand that it's a stereotype. I understand that people could take that in a racist connotation, and if that wasn't her son, then maybe. But be it comical or not, or corny or whatever, that's just that humor, and I'm not finna. That's them. That's a mother and a son moment that they decided to share, and with social media. Like AB said, and like you said, Boss House, she seemed like she got a little bit of soul to her anyway. Right. And I'm not giving her a pass. It wasn't like, she didn't turn around and say, nigga, you eat chicken and watermelon,
Right.
Yeah. Or you niggas eat chicken and watermelon. She said, that's their thing, and it didn't really move me. I didn't feel that it had any racist connotation to it. Did it fall into a racist stereotype? Sure. Mm-hmm. But this is a white lady standing there with her half black child, so it's kind of like,
right,
whatever.
So I'm corny.
Oh, okay.
I mean, clearly. When I first saw it, for one, his facial expression, I don't believe he knew she was gonna say that, because he was like, oh, he was shocked. And then too, like you said, Brock, that's their language, that's their relationship. Right. It may have kind of been different if it was somebody else, but I have a watch party going, and if I can read some of the comments from my watch party, I have a lady who's viewing us right now, and she is, I do believe, biracial. Not sure what, but I believe she's biracial. She said it was funny to me. She said people need to relax. She looks so soulful. She said in this day and time during this pandemic, it's a good time to laugh and keep things light.
Oh, baby, listen.
So I don't know.
Ooh. Look, Mrs. Lady, thank you for watching, first of all.
Okay, she just clarified. She's not biracial, but her son is. Her son is half Costa Rican. So, anywho, okay. But I kind of took it as, I see both sides. I do. Like I could see why people would get offended, but me personally, I just thought it was corny and funny. Me personally.
Shout out to our comments, and again, since I'm thinking about it, thank everybody who are commenting, who's watching, because I'm now watching the comments as well. Last week we had a lot of comments And we didn't even talk about none of the comments and statements that were mentioned during the show or whatever. So again, keep the comments coming. We are monitoring our Facebook Live comments as well. So shout out to you. So with that being said, Miss Lady, that was the wrong video to take lightly. I'm sorry. That's for light humor. Again, I don't feel one way or the other about it. It just really wasn't funny. Now, if you think making a stereotypical joke is funny, I got a couple of questions for you. A high five. I know out the gate. If you think, because I want to know if we did that, if there was two African Americans and we were being funny about white people, would you, or any other culture, would you find that to be funny? I get it. We are in the pandemic, and and with all this seriousness, let's be funny. I think it's a lot more funnier videos than this video. Again, you can view it how you want to, and that's great because that's your opinion. But let's not make it like, well, at the root of it, it was still stereotypical, regardless. It just really wasn't funny. They were trying to go for being funny, and it really was not funny. Hence the reason why you got a lot of the comments you had in that video. Some people found it funny, some people didn't find it funny. And again, I wasn't one of those. I was not offended, as I said, so I'm not taking it personal. I just think there are better videos to laugh at during this time than one that's labeling us at the end of the day. She shot a shot, regardless if it was funny, if they were joking. For African Americans who have to live that, because she doesn't have to live that as an African American woman. That resonates with people. Brock just said for a long time he couldn't eat chicken in front of white folks. That's real. And so, again, let's find another video to laugh at. That one, let's leave the comedy and the sarcasm for the professionals. What's up, B?
I hear what you're saying, and I'll be the first to admit that I did feel that way. However, hey, maybe I've grown. You see the growth and progression in me. That it just like whatever, like it just for me it's whatever. It don't move me like that. If it was funny to them and they TikTok viewers, cool. If that's how they express their entertainment with one another and so on and so forth, and that's the dynamic of their relationship, cool. So for me, I don't think it's when TikToking goes wrong as much as it is, no matter what you put out, it's not going to please everybody, no matter what you put out. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure there are a number of things we have said on this show that have rubbed people the wrong way, that it wasn't necessarily our intention. It's just how you feel. So with that,
and it's definitely about the relationship.
Right, it's their relationship. So I mean, to be perfectly honest, if I was them and people felt some type of way, I would do exactly what you just did. It meant whatever. That's our relationship. For
but
them, that's their relationship.
Okay, B, I like that. But guess what? There's a difference. We do what we do on purpose. It's intentional.
Bro, it was TikTok. That was very much so intentional.
No, listen. They did the TikTok. The TikTok was intentional, but that back and forth, and again, like I said, it didn't bother me one way or the other. The difference is, however, is that they went for being funny. We're not going for being funny. We do what we do on purpose. What she did was not on. What she did was candid and straightforward, because she shot at his blackness. Why didn't she shoot it at her side of it? You see what I'm saying? And so my thing is,
how exactly was she supposed to shoot at her side when she's responding to him?
Hold on, but he's not all black. That's how. See, he's mixed, as we like to say. He's biracial. She could have shot at his white.
So because she since she didn't say, I know what your favorite meal is, kale, Brussels sprouts, and sweet potato fries.
Oh, how about dry ass macaroni and cheese? How about nasty ass potato salad? How about
Okay. Now, all right. So now I'm gonna throw this at you.
So I'm just
I
saying.
understand. No, hold on. But I'm gonna just say this though, because I understand both sides of the stereotype. And let's be real. We saying nasty ass potato salad, the dry ass macaroni and cheese, and I mean low key. I know some white folks out there that could make some bomb ass mac and cheese.
I do too.
And some damn good fried chicken. And from the looks of that mama, she looked like she ain't missed too many meals, which leads me to believe that her macaroni and cheese probably ain't dry. And she probably ain't seen no unseasoned chicken neither.
Listen,
so the joke would not resonate. Because think about it. She said fried chicken and watermelon, and she probably cut one up and was making some chicken.
That's true. Right.
So let's just be real about it, man. I mean, sometimes you just got to be lighthearted about this shit. Everything ain't got to be so hypersensitive when it comes to race. Now, when it's necessary, sure. But given the dynamic that I saw on that screen, she looked like the one who could throw that joke and then go in there and cook the shit the way that he would want it.
Right. Yeah. I agree. Like I said, I agree. I mean, I agree with you 100%. Again, I'm just saying, if she was gonna shoot, she didn't shoot at her whiteness. She shot
because it ain't as funny. It ain't as funny.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here for a second. I'm going back to the comments of our listener.
Okay.
She says, I was raised by a Mexican woman, which was my stepmother. Her dad is black. She said, my father always made jokes like that about Mexicans, and we always laughed in our house. Now, my stepmother never made a joke about black people because we were sensitive, but her dad shot his shots at Hispanics every chance he could get. Is that okay?
No, that ain't okay.
No. You know what? It's not okay. But we as a collective treat it that way. Let's not act like we as a collective, we could be sitting here talking about, all the white jokes and Mexican jokes. I ain't talking about anybody on this panel. I'm just talking about, we know people where they sitting there giving all the white jokes and all the Mexican jokes. Let one of your Mexican homies throw a black joke out there.
Right.
And everybody ready to fight.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Right.
I'm not saying that the jokes are cool. I'm not saying they're not. I'm saying don't dish out what you can't take.
Right. And like I said,
you can't take.
Right. And that's why I said it's not acceptable that he did it, because I would call his ass out too. We don't discriminate on this show. Black, white, we don't do that. Listen,
orange, blue, purple.
Yeah, man, let me go and put that disclaimer out there real quick for my multicultural people who are watching. Listen, you need to go back to some old shows. We've been doing this 3 years. You need to go back to some old shows and you will see I go hard on African Americans just as hard as I go hard on any other race. I don't discriminate. Can't nobody ever say we sit up here, we just talk about one group of people. That's a hell no. I would tell.
I go hard on Africans because I actually had an African dude tell me straight up that Africans don't like Black Americans. I was like, damn.
Damn.
I always get mistaken from being from Africa. I always get the African men say, "Are you from Nigeria?" And I'm like, "No, I'm from America."
Yeah, because forever. I get that all the time. They just trying to tell you look like you from the motherland.
You look like the original woman. You look like the original woman.
I get that all the time, and I'm like, "Do I really look African?" I mean, not that there's anything wrong with it, but I always get it.
Yeah, well, I got hazel eyes. I got hazel eyes. I ain't passing. They know my ass mixed with something down the line.
Right. You somewhere along the line, that colonization connected somewhere in that thing. But listen, like I said, again, hey, whatever float they boat, as we always say, once you put it on social media, once you put it out there to the people, it's up to be taken however by whoever, and you just gotta accept what come along with that, at the end of the day.
Go on in there and make your son some chicken and waffles, girl.
Yeah, and watch this. The craziest shit is I bet you she can cook. I bet you she can cook.
Yeah, for sure.
She looked like she could cook.
I put money on that one.
Listen, that wasn't her real her in that video.
Like I said, she
And it
got
was
that
nice.
No, it wasn't at all. It wasn't at all.
Oh, y'all gonna cut it out.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
So
man.
I guarantee you, she in some black community. Her and her family is in a black community at the end of the day. So
she get invited to all the cookouts. Y'all know she do.
And they probably asked her to bring her potato salad and macaroni and cheese. How about that? So listen, man, we are getting close to the end of our show, but you know, we got one more segment that we got to jump into. I'm just going to lay it out real briefly so we can jump right into it, man. Again, Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade have been in the news
a lot.
And it's like one thing after another. In this latest reveal or of their shenanigans or whatever you want to call it, they recall Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union recall some advice they gave to Ayesha Curry and Steph Curry. And so this was from Rolling Out. It says Gabrielle Union once told Steph Curry and Ayesha Curry to have sex with other people. The story goes on to say that Union, this was in the interview. She says, I was listening. I enjoyed my life. She proclaimed, what is this? Unabashedly. And that is the exact advice I gave Ayesha, young Steph at D. Wright's 25th birthday. Then Ayesha says, it all comes out. I'm so done. Union goes on to say, I said, guys, the likelihood of this working out is very low. And you should break up now and have sex with other people.
And then come back.
It goes on to say, is that not what I told y'all both? And we're going to just stop there because you can go to Rolling Out and find an article. Again, it's called Gabrielle Union once told Steph Curry and Ayesha Curry to have sex with other people. I want to know what y'all think about that.
I think it was an invitation and they wasn't catching the hint.
No.
Was it good advice? Was it bad advice?
No. You missed what I was saying. I think that was an invitation.
I heard what you were saying.
That maybe, just maybe, they swinging or something.
Oh, I called it. It was
an invitation.
I called it.
I'm gonna hold my honest thoughts until we get around. I got some thoughts on it.
I'm listening. Listen, you know, when I read this
ladies
article,
first.
See, Renee, what you got to say?
I was looking over this article because I want to know, like, what was her reasoning for telling them that? And
she was a thought. She said she was a thought. She was out there when she was younger in Hollywood. It was her mindset from the article, and so when she was talking to him, that's just kind of.
She was, I guess, having them to test their relationship to make sure it's as strong as it is right now. Is that what she was doing?
Hell no, she wasn't doing that. She meant exactly what she said. She basically told them, listen, y'all come out here, you know, y'all gonna try to stay together. Basically, I guess in a nutshell, the pressure of what's going on, you know, he being who he is.
She basically said, y'all motherfuckers ain't gonna make it no way.
Right. That's all it was at the end of the day. The context is what the context is. That was just it.
I think it's just one of those things where she, you know, can you really just give, like, can you really hold that advice, so to speak, especially if she's saying, you know what, I was young, I was dumb then, and I was just saying some crazy things and doing some crazy things, and it's just one thing that they're laughing at right now.
AB, what you think about this little old advice Gabrielle Union gave them about breaking up and sleeping or having sex with other people? Oh, I think we lost him.
So she is in the article, she's basically just going over how poorly she behaved in her early 20s or however in years, you know, prior. So that was just one thing that she brought up to say, you know, I was so stupid.
Finding herself.
Didn't I tell y'all to go sleep with other people? Now, how stupid is that? You know, I think it's just one of those revelations just to basically say how messed up she was before. And now, you know, and some of the things that she did, and you know, again, they're just bringing it up to say, Lord, you know, look at what I said back then. years ago. Now, who hadn't done anything crazy in their 20s?
You giving them you giving them, you trying to clean that shit up, see, Renee. Look.
No. I mean, I'm being realistic because I've said some things and I've done some things, and I sit back and I'm like,
what the hell was I thinking?
I mean, I ain't gonna even lie. In my early 20s, and when I say early 20s, and I don't care if anybody try to come for me, when I was 20, 21, if my butt cheeks wasn't showing, my shorts was too long.
Go ahead.
Now, but right now, I wouldn't dare do that. Or I didn't have any regard for relationships. I didn't care about relationships. If this dude winking his eye and he want to take me out to eat, I don't care who he with. I'm going out to eat. I'm
free
going
lunch
to go have a great time or whatever. We've done a lot of crazy things in our younger days. And sometimes it's good to just reflect with friends and just go back to see, okay, another one. I used to be like a chat line, like I would talk to a person on the chat line and we would talk and then do the blind date thing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow. My point in saying all of that is I think that they were just reflecting. I think it's two friends, two couples reflecting over the craziness that they've done back in the day. That's my point.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it was. That's what it was. See, that's what it was. But let's think about that though. They joking about it now. They're reflecting on it now. But if we looking at
somebody said I was wild.
If we're looking at the time back then, what if they would have taken that? What if they would have taken that advice?
I mean, bro, you can't really hold that hostage though. If was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. I done got a whole lot of bad advice. Some of it I took, some of it I didn't. I done gave a whole lot of bad advice. Some of it people took, a whole lot of it they didn't.
Hey, is somebody's phone ringing?
No.
I'm finna say, because y'all know how we do it. If that phone rings, gotta put it on.
Oh yeah, you gotta answer. You gotta put it on speakerphone.
Gotta put it on speakerphone.
No, my phone's not ringing.
Okay. I mean, and like I said, I'm not holding it against them, but since it's in the news now, since it came up, they brought it up, you know.
I think she just, she came out and I don't think she really said nothing that anybody was surprised by. It ain't like she came out and said, "Hey, you know what? I was Thougtzilla back in the day." Even if she did, even if she did, my question is this: are you really surprised?
I don't know, because I don't know. I don't know.
I love me some Gabrielle Union.
Come on now.
I know some people that don't like Gabrielle Union.
You ain't got to know Gabrielle Union. My point is, are you surprised by her saying she was a wild girl back in the day?
Yeah, I would say I'm honestly surprised.
Why?
I would.
I don't know why.
I would. I would be surprised. Listen, of course we've all done stuff. I don't know how I feel to give dumbass advice, because I try to give the best advice that I will walk. I'm just keeping it 100. That's just what I pride myself in. So on the advice side of it, I wouldn't know. I don't look back and reflect and be like, well, damn, you know what? Yeah, that was some dumb shit. No, because see, whatever I talk, I walk. And so that's just me. So I would never tell a couple, I don't care what time I was in. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, y'all break up. He ain't gonna stay faithful to you. And y'all might as well just go and hang it up right now, because it ain't gonna work. So again, I am surprised, because we don't know celebrities. All we know are what we see on TV, a little bit of, what go on in their life. Again, not all of it, but little small pieces of what go on in their life. So yeah, for me, I guess I would be surprised, because I didn't see her as being somebody who said that she was wild and was like that. And of course, you're right, C-Ray. Yeah, we done all done some crazy shit. Listen, if I told you half look, I could write a book. You just don't know. I was a fool in my early 20s. Just like early 20s. A damn fool. Put on a clown suit, makeup and all, fool. So I get it. And like I said, we just talking about it because it came back up. It was surfaced. They joked about it, and they can joke about it. But however, on the real side of things, again, with her being a celebrity or anybody else, people, like we talked about with Diddy, people follow
True enough, but this is a little different though, because yeah, she's a celebrity, but Aisha Curry is also married to a celebrity. So
I mean, is he a celebrity? He's just a basketball player.
He's a
He one of the top
celebrity.
He's a
basketball
celebrity,
players.
bro. He's a celebrity. He may not be to you, but
No, I'm
he's a
just saying,
celebrity.
like,
No, I'm just saying he's a celebrity. He's absolutely Steph Curry is probably one of the most recognizable faces in sports.
Right, and I don't like sports, but I know Steph Curry.
Yeah, because he's on TV, of course.
And I like his daughters. That's why I would cheer for him during the basketball games, because I like his kids.
Okay. So, AB, we would, before you popped out and popped back in, we want to know your thoughts on it. What you think about the little old advice she gave him back then?
Man, ain't nobody listening to Gabrielle. She been messed up. She on to that weird stuff, man. Steph, I ain't gonna say he's not dominant, but yeah, Aisha, all that info, whatever, but don't take that back on me or none of that. I don't care what they doing in their house, it ain't gonna fly over here though.
Right. Got you.
That's
most definitely.
Hey,
it's an old saying that say, eat the meat and spit out the bones. Take whatever you can if it's gonna be used, if you can use it, and then if you can't, you just throw the shit away. It's just
right.
Yeah, it's just funny, again.
Country ass shit.
Yeah, that is what it is. We got East Texas in the building. I mean, we are in Dallas, Texas. It is as country.
Meat.
And spit out the bone. That is
all the way back.
Exactly what he was saying.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it was. But again, social media, they go take it and run with it, however they run with it.
I mean, I guess for me, from some of the stuff that I've heard from Gabby, I mean, even just as open as she's been about her and Dwayne Wade's sex life, I'm like, all right, some of the stuff that she was putting out, I'm like, yeah, she used to be out there back in the day.
And I agree with what she was saying.
But I'm not saying I agree or disagree. What I'm saying is, for her to be as open as she is about it, you can't. I ain't gonna say you can't. Most people aren't that open about their sexuality if they ain't in tune with who they are sexually, and typically that comes from experience. So that's why I'm not surprised that she probably gave that advice. She probably was going through it with D Wade. It might have been where he had that break baby when they was broke up and he had it. She was probably like, you know what? He a superstar. Aisha already putting out there, people don't hit on me no more and this, that, and the other. And Gabby was probably like, man, fuck all that. Go ahead and skate. Y'all probably ain't gonna last no way. Probably came over a few bottles of wine and a whole bunch of feelings and shit.
Right. And what it really sounds like what you're saying is that she's giving advice she's probably taking herself. That's just what I'm taking.
No, she gave some advice that she actually didn't take because she's still with D Wade ass.
Yeah, but she could have been getting knocked down too.
I'm pretty sure she was getting knocked down.
I mean, it was a nice little split for a minute.
She was getting knocked down. I would bet money on that. I would bet money she was getting knocked down.
Maybe not.
Fuck all that. Man, you out your mind. You out your mind.
Women, wait a minute. We are emotional creatures. And so therefore, if there's a breakup and we really love somebody, we're not just about to go and have sex with someone else. Come on now.
That is a false statement.
Yeah.
you can't
not all women.
No, I'm not saying all. I'm not saying all, but I'm also not gonna sit here and agree that all would act in the manner in which you're proposing either.
No, not all, but majority, I would say.
You would hope.
Right. Because she might be speaking from experience. I'm just listening to B-Rock talking. I'm like, okay, so basically what he's saying is she's just talking about.
Maybe she is just free. Maybe she's just a free spirit person. It doesn't necessarily mean it's just from experience. Like she was just out there in them streets.
She was out there doing this. I'm just saying. You know what she was doing.
Listen.
That's all I'm saying.
We could have very open parents who were very open in their household. And so therefore, she's just free spirit, free mind.
And that's cool. I ain't knocking it. All I'm saying is typically being that open and in tune with your sexuality comes from experience. All right, you know what? Fine. Let's just call it what it is. Hopefully the church ain't watching. You're not gonna get on radio and talk about eating ass if you ain't ate ass before.
Right.
Okay, well, since you put it like that,
she got some experience.
Right.
She got a whole bunch of experience.
But I can't argue with you when you state that, because I mean, yeah, you're right. Because I wouldn't know the first thing about it. So you got,
and she was very very versed in the whole region.
She's human. We've all had our moments.
Hey, I ain't knocking her. We all had our moments.
Gabby is my
all
girl. That's my sister. She just don't know she's my sister.
That's cool.
Okay, that's why you
I ain't knocking your sister at all. I promise you, I'm not knocking nothing she said. I'm saying that she probably, it was probably one of the moments where her and Aisha was both emotional. Aisha in her feelings because Steph getting all this attention and people don't hit on her no more, and because she put that out there. And Gabby feeling some type of way because even though her and D Wade broke up and he done went out and had a whole baby while they was broke up, and they was just in a moment of feelings and alcohol. Probably she gave her some advice that she looking back on was like, I was wild as hell for giving that advice. It happens. I'm not knocking her for it, but what I am saying is let's not act like she ain't. I mean, I'm not surprised when she say she was a wild girl back in the day. It ain't surprising to me.
Nobody surprises me, but I will tell you, B-Rock and Boss Hog, that our listener, they are agreeing with you about the experience part. So I was like, I beg to disagree, but it's all good.
What, you don't think Gabby got no experience?
It was a young lady. I think a guy who was being.
You don't think Gabby got no experience?
I mean, she may, but that's not for everybody.
Hey, I mean, look,
maybe, I don't know.
I think she turned D Wade out, man. Look, I'm just saying.
She already
That's
turned
exactly
him
what I think.
out.
Like, she turned him out.
I mean, just look at the way she already turned him out in some form of fashion.
She turned him out, man, and that takes hey, any man that done had one that done put that checkmate on you, it takes experience. You'd be like, oh, hold on.
Yeah, see, there you,
how'd you do that?
Right. Look, man, listen. Let me go on and end this before we get over here and act a real fool. Again, man, we want to thank AB for hanging out with us today, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for sharing your music with our platform. Again, anytime you want to come back on, man, and hang out, you are definitely more than welcome to. Again, thank everybody who's watching. We want to thank the comments that have come in. Again, this is nothing personal.
Thanks.
This is what we do every Sunday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, wherever the hell you can find us, which is everywhere. So again, make sure you guys tune in next week as well. Before we get out of here, I want everybody to give their last words. And so we're going to start with the lady who is with us today. C. Renee, talk to me.
I'm going to give you a positive word to take on this week. Your purpose is far greater than your struggle. So if you're out there mentally struggling, financially, spiritually, whatever, just know your purpose is so much greater than that, whatever you're going through right now. I am your girl, Candace Renee. You can find me on Facebook under Candace Renee, but on Instagram, Twitter, anything else is going to be C Renee 3865. So check me out. Check out the Divas of Dallas television show coming soon, featuring all female entrepreneurs here in Dallas, Texas. So that's that.
Already. B-Rock.
Hey, what's good, y'all? I'm gonna piggyback off of what Candace just did and give y'all a little informative information, y'all. Just because the stay-at-home ban has been lifted, please be safe. Please understand that this pandemic is not over. I'm not saying that you should continue to seclude yourselves to the house. I'm not saying that you should or you shouldn't. What I am saying is that if you have to be out there, if you're going to be out there, be mindful of your surroundings, be safe. If you're in especially a densely populated area, go ahead and take that step and take some precautions. Put on some gloves, cover your mouth, cover your face. If anything, just to be cautious and understand that if anything, it's gonna help. It's not gonna hurt it. That said, y'all can find me on Facebook at Brock Gardner under my government. On IG and Twitter, you can find me at Brock is Great. Again, that's Brock is Great. Hit your boy up. Got some good stuff coming soon. Peace.
AB, talk to us.
I want to say thank y'all for having me. I love this show, man. Y'all really. Only thing I got is, man, go get my album. I promise you won't be disappointed. You can find me on Facebook under my government, Adrian RB is Black. Instagram, Twitter, AB_ALLBIZNESS. And I say, man, thank y'all.
Oh yeah, no problem. Listen, this has been another Sunday of the Petty Crew Podcast radio show. Please make sure you like us on Facebook, go to Instagram, go to Twitter. We're there. You can find us on all your platforms. We will have this show up on YouTube probably sometime tomorrow as well. Shout out again to everybody who's tuned in. Shout out to everybody who's coming. We really appreciate the love that you show this show every Sunday. So I definitely want to make sure I shout you guys out because, like I said, man, we really kind of slip on watching the comments that are coming in every Sunday. And so I will make sure that we're doing it moving forward so we can get your feedback on it. If you would like to be on the show, again, go to the Petty Crew page. If you're an entrepreneur, you have a business, you have a service, shoot us a message, man, and we will get back with you. We would love to have you on the show. We would love to promote you on our show as well because this is what we do. With that being said, I want to thank you again.
I'm sorry.
What's up?
I was gonna real quick. Which one of y'all from Campbell? Because one of our
Me.
listeners one of our
KK.
listeners and said Campbell Nights in the house. I was like,
Yes, sir. Every day, all day.
The one who's been commentating with us or commenting, Malika. Shout out to Malika Kurd. So I just wanted to give her a shout out because she's been in here with us on my watch party, laughing at all of you. She said thank you for giving her some entertainment that she's lacking. So
hey, listen, no problem at all. Listen, if we've done anything to make your day, we really appreciate it. That's what we're here to do. Talk a little mess, be a little petty, educate at the same time, and hope you come back the next Sunday. And to the person that's watching on who went to Kimball, shout out to all my fellow Kimball Knights. It's enough said at the end of the day. It is what it is. KK all day. With that being said, man, we will out and we will holler at you next Sunday.
all right.